Hey y'all, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be here long. I just really wanted to come real fast and say this. I'm not gonna be here long. So as y'all know, I'm pretty sure if you go online right now on Twitter, J-Boog is trending. J-Boog is trending because so after the verses happened yesterday or 2 days ago, Lil Fizz, Rasby, and J-Boog all at the same time posted that little clip from the Temptations when David Ruffin was trying to come into the studio, and this is after he had quit, and they pretty much was like, no, you can't come in, and he was getting in the car, so pretty much calling him David Ruffin. So then Omarion went on his Instagram page and talked about the verses and then said, and tell my three backup dancers, I know at the end of the day, y'all are just all haters for real when it gets down to it. So then J-Boog came out and did a whole thesis. Now, I'm going to be real. I did not read the whole motherfucking thing. I read it enough, and I got enough of the bullet points. And this is what I just want to come here and say, and I swear I'm off this camera because I don't even care. I'm getting really mad, though. Let's start off with a couple things. Number one of the main things that J-Boog kept saying is that, one of the things that he said is that, and Mario technically said it in the verses, is that when it came to the group, Omarion wasn't even really singing all like that. It was this guy named, I forgot what his last name, but his name is Steve, and he sung the majority of the first album. So I guess that's a point to try to say that Omarion really didn't do anything. But let's stop for a second, because I'm a bitch that I know the history of B2K. I know it. And you can even go back and watch if you really want to understand, go back. Impressive channel. She has a a documentary on B2K, but there's a massive documentary on that. Let's really talk about Omarion, because what J-Boog is trying to do at this point is he's trying to downplay what Omarion did for B2K. And no fucking shade, but J-Boog, Rasby, and Fizz, no shade, y'all motherfuckers are glorified backup dancers, because as far as I'm concerned, as a B2K fan, you want to know what Rasby, J-Boog, and Fizz brought to the group? The aesthetic. That's what it is. It's the aesthetic as a whole. That's why when Omarion did it by himself, it didn't really come off too great. Not because it did have to do with his vocals, but it was more so because there is an aesthetic that comes with the B2K. It's a package fucking deal. Kind of like how SWV is. Yes, Coco sings the lead, but Taj and Lily, them being there, it just gives the group a fucking aesthetic. Same thing with Destiny's Child. It's an aesthetic type of thing. So let's be real. And to be very honest, Omarion can and has gone on tour performing B2K shit. Y'all cannot. No way on God's green earth can J-Boog, Fizz, and Rasby go on a B2K tour without Omarion. That literally makes no sense, because who the fuck is gonna sing? Omarion might not be the best singer, but he's a better singer than all three of y'all. So my question is, who's going to sing? And like I said, let me back it up all the way back to the beginning of it. Omarion was not originally in B2K, for most people who do not know. He was not. It wasn't a band. It wasn't a group that was like, okay, let's get all of you guys together. Or they weren't all friends either, which I think plays into a lot of this too. My dog coming, sorry. Rasby, from what I understand, Fizz and J-Boog was in a group together. They was in a group with some other people. That, guess what? It didn't work the fuck out. So then I think because J-Boog is cousins with Chris Stokes, which we'll fucking get to that point, I think that's kind of how they met Rasby, and then somewhere along the way they met Omarion, and that's how they formed the group. So when he wants to sit up there, J-Boog, and talk about some pretty much trying to discredit Omarion for the success of the group, saying, oh, well, I sung a lead here and I sung a lead there. Okay, but you was in a group prior to Omarion being in the group, and that shit didn't fucking pop at all. Let's all be real. Yes, J-Boog, you was fine as hell. Yes, Fizz, you was fine as hell. Yes, Rasby can dance. But we all know that Omarion was the face of B2K. And what you're not gonna do is go back and try to rewrite history to make it so that the rest of us think that that's not the case. Okay, maybe he really wasn't singing, but if you're a B2K fan, then you knew that already. You already knew that when they was younger, Omarion didn't really sing the majority of the songs on the first album. But let me tell you something. I went to the Millennium Tour in 2019. If you looked at my last video, I went to that. And Omarion was singing. His mic was on at the tour. I can't speak for everybody else's tour, but the tour I went to, Omarion's mic was on. So it don't matter what he was doing at 12, 13. in 2020, in 2019, y'all needed him for that reunion tour. So that's that. But more, secondly, let's talk about the point about J Boog when they keep talking about you broke up this band behind a girl. Stop trying to minimize that situation. It's not like Omarion had some little girlfriend and then they broke up and then Fizz started fucking with her, or he just had some jump off and then Fizz started fucking with her. That's not how that was. That's the mother of his child. And J-Boog, you're never gonna convince me or the public that shit was okay. That's why everybody calls Omarion unbothered, because most people would have whooped Fizz's ass, including you, J-Boog, if Fizz was to fuck your baby mom. It doesn't matter about the fact that y'all ain't best friends. The point of the matter is that y'all have a camaraderie. Y'all have a connection. Y'all have known each other since y'all was kids. There's certain shit that you don't do. So for you to try to minimize that and say you broke up the group over a girl, you know that that's not what it is. You know it's not that simple. And if anybody y'all need to be pissed at, I don't understand why nobody's mad at Fizz, because it's Fizz's fault and J Boog's fault at the end of the day that this group ain't together. It's y'all two's fault, not Omarion and not Raz B, to be very fucking honest. That is his baby mom. That is the mother of his child. Not even the mother of his child. That's a woman that he was with and I think even engaged to at one point in time. But that's okay. That your bandmate is fucking on on the mother of your child. You're never going to make that okay, J-Boog. I don't care how many different ways that you put it. And the last thing I want to say, I don't care about anything else he said. What I'm really like annoyed with J Boog is, and let me say this, J Boog used to be my favorite person in B2K. But after this tour happened, I stopped following him because I used to follow him on Instagram and Twitter, and I don't follow him anymore. You wanna know why? Because let's talk about why originally all four members stopped doing it. Because see, you want to jump over shit and get to, oh well, you broke up the group over Raz B. Let's really talk about it. The first Millennium Tour, the reason why all four members after a while wasn't on and it was only three, Fizz, Boog, and Omarion, is because, and if you guys don't believe me or don't know, Raz B did an interview with Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked about a year and some change ago when he had got off the tour. And he explained in detail, and I'm not even mad so much about Raz B being cool again with J Boog and stuff, because he has his own emotional and mental journey that he has to go through, and I'm not here to judge him. But Raz B said the reason he stopped going on tour is because the man named Chris Stokes, which we all know that fucking story, started to be on tour. And the reason he started to be on tour is because that is J Boog's cousin and that's J Boog's business partner. If you was to go to J Boog's Instagram, you would see plenty of stuff of him tagging Chris Stokes. And Raz B has said to the group, I do not feel comfortable with this man here. And all of y'all pretty much laughed at him, and y'all did not take what he was going through mentally seriously. So that's why he left the group. So if we really want to talk about it, before we even got to the situation with Fizz, that happened. So what I don't understand, J Boog, is how the hell are you trying to sit up here on some high moral ground when the reason why the first reason y'all even broke up this second go around, you wanted to bring somebody that is disgusting, needs to be put underneath the in jail, and is causing mental harm to your bandmate, but you or nobody else gave a fuck about that. So why should we now give a fuck about y'all? Because what it really gets down to, let's just be mad. Y'all mad, get a bag. That's what it's about. Because like I said, if Omarion was really not that relevant, take y'all three asses on tour. I see that they doing some fucking club appearance. Do that then. Raz B talking about some, oh, well, we own the name B2K, you're not in it. That's fine. Then y'all do y'all thing. But guess what? Y'all can't. Y'all can't. There is no B2K without Omarion. Omarion could easily replace all three of you bitches and have people back him up. Fizz, you have maybe one or two rap parts on these songs that some little light-skinned nigga could sing. J Boog, you really don't do much. When you was on tour, when they went on tour, what J Boog pretty much really was like, I guess you would kind of like the officiator, kind of like, to a degree, because he would like hype the crowd up and be like, yeah, come on, like, let's get into it. So he was more of a hype man type of person. And then Raz B was like killing it dancing wise. Omarion can replace all of y'all as far as I'm concerned. But can y'all replace him though? Y'all cannot. So all I gotta say is, And somebody said it, and it's true. This is not to say that I don't believe any of the stuff that J Boog was saying about Omarion, because I do think Omarion is probably a diva. I do think that he probably thinks way too fucking highly of himself. Absolutely. But what y'all three, specifically you, J Boog, is not gonna fucking do is try to tear this man down to pretty much say that, like, pretty much he didn't even really give anything to the group. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I want you to really think about what you're talking about. So because somebody sung some leads on the first album and it wasn't him, that means that now he just didn't do shit at all. But what happened when y'all went on tour? Who was the face of the group? Him. Why do you think when Omarion left B2K, he was more popping than all three of y'all? And I know for a fact, all four of y'all, when y'all broke up, everybody tried to do their own thing. And who was the only one that was successful? Omarion. The same way that you was in the fucking group B2K before Omarion even came. He came around, he made y'all shit pop. So you can say whatever it is you want to say about Omarion as far as his attitude. I believe that he acts like a whole fucking diva. You can say whatever it is that you want to say, but that point still remains, and we're not about to minimize the fact that he broke up the group over girl. No, you're my friend, and my somebody that I've known since I was 12 is fucking on the woman that I was with and had 2 kids with. That's trifling. And where I want to end it is on my third point. I feel like I'm doing a damn essay. So this is my conclusion, bitch. Last sentence of the paragraph. J Boog, you have no moral high ground when you was bringing nasty ass Chris Stokes the fuck around. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'm not bye.